Hi everyone, Yasmin here, and this week I am talking to you all about nuts. So, the 22nd of October this year is National Nut Day. And yes, I know there is a day for absolutely everything, but I thought that I have to take advantage of this day to share my thoughts about nuts, to rave about them, and to also tell you why they are a great addition to the diet. Nuts often get a bad rep due to being too fattening or containing too much fat. Whilst they do contain dietary fat, the type of fat is what really matters. So, nuts will contain a combination of both saturated and unsaturated fats, but they will be significantly higher in our healthier or unsaturated fats. So, these are extremely healthy and protective to areas such as our heart health, our brain health, hormonal health, for joints, and almost every body system. As well as being a source of healthy fats, nuts are also a really good source of fibre, plant-based protein, and also various vitamins and minerals. So simply adding a handful of nuts to your diet or sprinkling nuts and seeds on your daily meals, it can be a really good way to just simply nutritionally elevate the diet and add various vitamins, minerals, fibre and protein. So here are 5 of my top favourite nuts and why they are so good for us. So number 1 is almonds. Almonds are actually one of my favourite nuts, and they are really good for all kinds of cooking, baking and great for snacking too. Almonds are one of the lower carbohydrate nuts, so they are often used in place of flour for baking and ground up as a coating instead of breadcrumbs for chicken or fish in savoury recipes. A 30-gram serving or a small handful of almonds contains about 6 grams of protein and 3.5 grams of fibre, so that's about just over 10% of our fibre recommendations daily. And they also contain about 35% of the daily recommended intakes of vitamin E. They are also a good source of magnesium. Vitamin E is one of our antioxidant vitamins, which helps the body to fight off free radical damage and is also supportive to the immune system too. The second nut I love, or nuts I love, are walnuts. So walnuts are pretty special because they are the only tree nut that contains a significant amount of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. They contain something called ALA, which gets converted into our omega-3 fats known as EPA and DHA. So they're known as the precursor to our omega-3 fats. A 30-gram serving, so a small handful, offers about 4.5 grams of protein and 1.4 grams of fibre. They also contain a range of vitamins and minerals, including folate, vitamin B6, magnesium and manganese. Consuming walnuts regularly within the diet has shown to decrease total and LDL, otherwise known as our bad cholesterol, and therefore may improve cardiovascular health. The third nut is our cashew nuts. So cashew nuts are small kidney-shaped nuts and offer many nutritional benefits. A 30-gram serving contains 5 grams of protein and 1 gram of fibre, and they are also a really good source of minerals such as copper and zinc. Zinc is one of the nutrients that the immune system heavily relies on, so your body will thank you for adding a daily dose of cashew nuts to your diet, and they will provide about 15% of your daily zinc requirements. So a really important one to maybe focus on now. The fourth nuts are Brazil nuts. So Brazil nuts are perhaps one of the less well-known or least loved nuts, but traditionally, but nutritionally, they are fantastic. They are a great source of selenium, which is a mineral that our thyroid uses to convert thyroid hormones into their active form. Selenium also supports body systems such as the immune system. 1 to 2 Brazil nuts, so the small nuts, 1 or 2 of those contains the recommended daily intake of selenium. So just be sure not to consume too many Brazil nuts because you can have too much of a good thing when it comes to selenium. And finally, I wanted to talk about peanuts. So despite the name, peanuts are actually a legume, belong to the legume family, along with lentils, beans, and soybeans. Peanuts are a great source of plant-based protein, and they are higher in protein than most other nuts, with a 30-gram serving containing about 7 to 8 grams of protein. Peanuts are high in biotin, also known as vitamin B7, which is required by the body for optimal functioning of the nervous system and really important for our hair, skin and nails as well. So adding some no added sugar peanuts or peanut butter to your breakfast, such as porridge or a smoothie, is a great way to boost both your protein, fibre and micronutrient intake. So finally, just to go through a list of ways that you can incorporate nuts into your diet, you can simply have a small handful with a piece of fruit. That's going to add some protein to that fruit to help balance the blood sugar levels as well. You could have or add a teaspoon of nut butter to porridge or overnight oats. Spread some nut butter on top of your toast, rice cake or oat cake. Use nut butters as a dip and dip things like celery and carrot sticks into it. Don't knock it until you've tried it, 'cause it's actually really good. You could crush up nuts to make a crumb to be used as a coating on foods such as salmon, for example. Nuts can be ground up and used in place of flour in baking. Almond flour works really well. Use ground nuts instead of breadcrumbs to coat more savoury foods, but that really gives the dish a elevated nutritional content. Add some toasted nuts to salads, add some toasted cashew nuts to things like stir fries and curries, or you could add some toasted mixed nuts on top of a soup. Also, you can bake or roast your own nuts yourself, so you can season them with various different spices, and this will really elevate them in terms of flavour and give a little extra crunch as well. So I hope you found that useful, and I'll speak to you soon.